What is up, Church on a Budget PH? This is Kyle, still here for you, and I missed you guys so much. And this is a new video that I'm doing today. It's good to be back, and it's been a while since I posted the last video na nandun yung mukha ko, but I'm now here. Just some life updates for you guys. I've been working now for 3 months, and I'm still a volunteer in church. And this is what we do, right? We work, we have jobs, we have regular jobs, and we volunteer in church. And so this is, how we do it. And for the last 3 months, I've been a school teacher and in this modular setting. And this has been really crazy for us. But we don't stop serving. We have been working really hard for our live streams. We have been really working hard to improve our churches, improve our sound, improve how we lead and connect to people, improve everything as a whole. And so today, I want to talk about a topic that is close to my heart, and that is don't buy new gear. So that is it, folks. I know you guys hate me now for saying that because you don't want to hear that, especially from your finance team or from your pastors, but I'm going to tell it now. Don't buy new gear. So let's go right into it. Don't buy new gear if you haven't exhausted all the functionalities and features of your existing gears yet. This is very important to me because as a church, we all know that we are all in a budget. Some have smaller budgets, some have bigger budgets, and some have average budgets, but all of us have priorities as well. Now, how do you convince your finance department to have an upgrade for your system? Let me give you a quick tip right here. It's when you realize that you are getting frustrated with your existing gear right now. Frustration is actually a bad thing for the most things we have in life, but frustration is a good indication that you need a new gear. Why? Because when you are frustrated with your existing gear right now, that only shows that the gear can't keep up with your needs. The gear can't keep up with your necessary needs. And let me tell you a story when we transitioned from analog mixer to digital mixer. Now, when we transition to that, we actually are very, very frustrated with feedback and all of the distractions that it causes to the service. Every time it feedbacks or the system feedbacks, people look back and, give you that look of really now. Ayaw nating magkaganon sa service. You do not want that. You don't want those feedbacks in your service. So when we were so frustrated, how do we fix this? We computed the cost and we said, if we buy an equalizer and all of these audio processors, it would sum up and cost us a lot, When we tried to compute the option of going into the analog route, we actually said na, pwede nating paunti-unti, little by little, buy all the equipment we need, but it will add up and cost much. So we decided and we talked with the finance team and said, we're going digital. And when we transitioned to digital, we bought this Behringer XR18. It was hot and fresh during that time, and it was the beast during that time. There were, I would really say that was the breakthrough of wireless digital consoles for us because that was the one that we chose. We loved it. It cost us around 50,000 pesos to buy. And that was relatively cheap rather than you buy, your dream console, analog console, and buy all those processors that you need. No, it was all in one package. And so we decided to go that route, and all the frustrations got away because everything is in there. Everything was on there. So we exhausted all the options sa analog mixer namin. Sabi namin, this really can't, We even bought the DBX, drive rack, PA and stuff, but it didn't really solve our problems. We got away with feedback, but with regards to the creative side of mixing, we can't achieve the tone that we wanted. So that is why we went to that digital console. So the point is, you need to exhaust the options and the features of your existing gear before even thinking about buying the new one. Because if you see some things in your gear that is a question mark to you or is still strange, hindi mo malaman para saan to, para saan tong buttons na to, para saan tong faders and knobs na to, then you might consider investing in yourself more than your gear. Let me repeat that. Invest in yourself more than in your gear. That simply means that you should enroll yourself in classes, Enroll in a mixing class or in a singing class or in a guitar class. Enroll yourself to MADP, Michael Alba Drum Program. That's just a very good step for you to do. He's going online now, so enroll yourself. That's a good step. Or you can have a tutor, a one-on-one discussion with a great musician or a great singer, or you can do that. Or if you are on a budget, just like me, go and consume all the YouTube videos that you can, and of course, learn every single one of them. Discover as much resources as you can, and enjoy the benefits of having the internet. Another thing is talk to professionals. Talk to people who know what they're doing, who have been in the industry for much longer time than you. There are so many ways to grow yourself, even before just thinking of buying the new gear so that you will have this massive tone that Betel has. Go and enroll yourself. Enroll mo sarili mo sa courses para mas ma-improve ka. Para pagdating ng gear mo, ready ka. Nandun na lahat. So, that is number one. Don't buy new gear if you haven't yet exhausted all the functionalities and features of your existing gear. You will become much better, you will become much efficient, and your finance team will be happier. Number two, don't buy new gear if you haven't checked the latest technological advances sa equipments nyo. Don't buy new gear if hindi mo alam yung mga updates sa mga bagong technology ng mixers, ng mga lighting console, ng live streaming equipments, ng camera, and all of these equipment that you wanna have sa churches nyo. Let me give you a relevant, fairly new example of why this is important. The reason why the IT people now are actually crying is because AMD has just released the world's craziest mind-blowing GPU ever, to the point that it made everything else obsolete. That is a crazy thing. And the craziest part right here is it is very, very, very cheap. So this means that if someone bought the model before this, with the high price that it had, he is definitely crying right now because this is a better technology at a much lower cost. And that is one thing to consider. On the other hand, of the spectrum, the iPhone 12 is now released. But for us consumers who don't need all the features of iPhone 12, we are happy that it was released because the features of iPhone 8 is what we need for right now. I personally just need, text and calls for my phone and Facebook and all of these social media features and capabilities. I need a new upgrade now because StreamYard needs iOS 13 at this very point. So my iPhone 6, which I'm using right now for recording, cannot access StreamYard because I can't update to iOS 13 now. But the thing is, I don't need an iPhone 12 right now. I just need an iPhone 8, right? Baka naman. But the thing is, when iPhone 12 was released, all the other older models had price drops. And I am happy and most of us are happy. So sabi pa nga ng isang influencer sa social media, sabi niya, maraming salamat at na-release na yung iPhone 12. At sa wakas, makakabili na tayo ng iPhone 8. And that is really true to our churches. If technology advances, every single day and months and years, that means older models will be relatively cheaper. Because newer models are cheaper and more advanced, and so it forces the older models that we may need for this level of ministry that we have to be more cheap as well. And budget-friendly for us smaller churches. So, that is something that you need to consider. Don't buy new gear if you haven't checked the new technological advances right now. Or as I would say, think before you click that add to cart button sa Lazada o sa Shopee account mo. So that is it for today. This is Kyle of Church on a Budget PH that aims to help churches become efficient and effective. Have a good day, everyone, and peace.